I am so cozy in my chair next to the radiator with a nice little blanket. So nice. I'm going to be doing some planning in a little bit, but I thought I would share my current read with you. I'm reading this book, Jeanne d'Arc, by Catherine J. Chen. It's not a very light book by any means. It's not a feel-good book by any means, which is usually something that I do enjoy reading, but it's very good. So, highly recommend. I'm not done yet. I'm gonna say about 2/3 through, but yeah, it's a good one. So I thought I would just do some planning and maybe share some ways with you to help you kind of reset for the new year. Throughout this video, I have multiple ways to share with you to help you start 2026 on a really good note. But before we really get into all of those ways, I need to get my Christmas decor down. So let's just do that first, basically give my home a little reset, and then I will share a few more ways with you to reset for this new year, to start your year off strong. I share this with you yet. So for each Christmas season, each year we pick one ornament, and this was this year's ornament. Usually I share that with our decorating video, but we did not have it yet, and honestly I think I just forgot to share it since, so here it is. Cute little felted birds. I fell yesterday and my entire knee is like blue because of that. So I decided to just stay in these super comfortable trousers after teaching today. I wore these for teaching in yoga, and I figured the less pressure on my knee, the better. So just a super simple but super comfortable outfit for today. So something that I need to do actually is to get my inbox down to 0 or somewhere close to 0. It's very rarely actually 0, but yeah, I do have some mail to go through and just delete what can go. So I'm going to be doing that first, and that is also your first idea for ways to reset for this new year. Kind of going with the whole getting your inbox to 0 is also unsubscribe from any newsletters from brands or whatever that you're not interested in any longer or that annoy you, which happens a lot. I've been doing that lately and it feels so good. So I think I'll just kind of share some more ideas with you while I work on getting my inbox down. So much to go through. So also going with the whole unsubscribing from newsletters, unsubscribe or unfollow any accounts that no longer interest you or that make you feel bad whenever you see their stuff. So social media or even YouTube, if you don't like watching those kinds of content anymore, unfollow, unsubscribe, like clean up your feed a little bit. That will also feel very good. Another idea is to do the 99 knockout, which I think is from that awkward mom, or at least I got it from her. I don't know if she came up with the idea, but it's where you just declutter 99 things, like without thinking too much about them. So this can be trash, it can be anything, things to donate, things to toss, just 99 items, and apparently this is pretty doable. So ideas to declutter, go through your kitchen cabinets, see if anything is like over its date. Go through your wardrobe, through your makeup and medicine cabinet, really check those dates as well, you probably can get rid of some stuff that's just no longer good for you. And as we're on the topic of decluttering, declutter your phone. Go through your old pictures, videos, go through the apps on your phone, go through the other like documents on your phone, whatever, go through it and delete anything that can go. Or maybe don't drop your phone. That's not a great idea. I'm dropping my phone so often lately. It's not a good thing. But it still looks okay, and the screen is still mostly okay. Like there's a few scratches, but nothing serious. Okay. Something else that's always a good idea to do at the start of your year is to get a grip on your budget. I, like throughout the year, keep a pretty tight grip on my budgets. I know what comes in, what goes out, the categories that I spend on. I like to track those things and, well, like I said, keep a good grip on it. But take a look at what's going out. Maybe there are any subscriptions that you can unsubscribe from, that you no longer need, that you don't get a lot of value from. You would be surprised how many people have subscriptions running that either they just are not aware of or that they aren't really actively using. So if you have any of those subscriptions, unsubscribe. Like, get rid of them. And your budget will thank you. My tea's out, so let's grab some new tea and then I will share a few more ideas with you. Kind of a shame that I need to leave my comfy little spots, but I'll be back here. Or at least I will. Why did I bring my phone and not my cup? That is... So the thing is, I really don't need my phone to get more tea, but I will need my mug to get more tea. All right, take two. That was certainly one of my bigger fails. Okay. In case you're wondering, this is the tea that I'm enjoying. I'm also adding a little slice of lime because I've been really enjoying lime lately. I think I'm in need of a bit of rest because I just put on some water for my tea, but I forgot to actually put it on. What do you mean tired? Okay, so while I'm waiting for my water to get ready for my tea, I figured I would share a next little tip for you to help you reset. And that is by just getting a few really nice, nutritious meals for yourself that you can very easily make. So just pick like, I don't know, 3 or 4 meals that are super easy and quick to make for you that you can have every week if you like. We'll be making one of those later in the video. I'll be making a kitchari with you, which we've been having basically every single week. We've been really like it. It's so nutritious. It's very good for you. It's actually a recipe that you can use as a detox recipe in Ayurveda. So yeah, tastes great, very good for you. It's very nice and comforting and just easy to make. But just take a look at your recipes and choose a few go-to recipes basically for you that are easy to make, that make it doable for you to just have a more consistent, easier meal planning situation basically. Words today are not my strong suit. I think after this I'm going to need some rest. While I'm in the kitchen anyway, I need to soak the beans for the kitchari. So let's do that as well. I usually prefer to use the yellow mung beans, but I now only have a mix, so that's what we're doing. I'm doing about half a cup. And then also half a cup of red lentils, which are not necessarily in like your typical kitchari recipe, but I do like adding those in. You could alternatively just use an entire cup of the mung beans. I like to do this with warm or hot water, but you don't necessarily have to do so. Go for it with a lid that does not fit. Alright, there we go, a lid that does fit.
potato pickles. Oh, you're so sweet, my little potato.
Back where I came from. Another really good way to start your year is by making a vision board. I've been doing this for the last few years. I believe I did a video every year, so I'll link them down below in case you're interested in checking those out. Here's this year's vision board. But I got a question on how I actually choose the pictures of my vision board and just the whole process that I go through. So I thought I'd just quickly share that with you. I believe I actually walked you through step by step in another video. So again, I'll have that linked for you. But very quickly, I generally have a few categories for my vision board. I don't set strict goals at the beginning of the year. I use a vision board instead as a very gentle way of goal setting, manifestation, however you'd like to call that. So basically just on my vision board are things that I would like to bring into my life at some point, or things that I would like to focus on. So things that kind of depicture my values almost. And like I said, I just have a few categories on here. So generally I have different categories of life, as in food, something around spirituality, around health, around work, and around my home. So those are generally the things that I put on my vision board. And the exact things can look wildly different. Though I found that generally it's a fairly consistent way of putting it together, I guess. I have 12 pictures on there. How many pictures you use is completely up to you. 12 for me was just easy with getting them printed off. So that's why there's 12. Also, I like to do this physically, but if a digital vision board works better for you, go ahead and do that instead. And for me, the pictures that I use, I tend to always source them from Pinterest, and just throughout the year, I will pin them to a board on Pinterest as I come across them. Just any picture that speaks to me. No matter what's on there, anything that speaks to me, that could be on my vision board at some point, I will pin to that board. And then when it comes time to actually put together my vision board, I will go through those pictures and at first just select the ones that stand out to me the most, not with anything specific in mind. And then after that, I take a look at the more sections that I would like to have in my vision board, specific things. So something around food, something around my home, something around creativity, something that I want to have in there. Yeah, just different things. And I just see what might be missing or where I might have too much and then adjust accordingly. But generally, I collect my pictures throughout the year, and then when it comes time to actually make my vision boards, that's when I go through and select the ones that speak to me the most. And that's how I've been doing it for a few years, and that has worked very well for me. I usually do end up kind of looking through more options every time that I do make my vision board, but for the most part, pictures that are on here are collected throughout the years. So nice. But just generally creating a vision board, I think very nice thing to do at the start of your year. Yeah, it's brought me so much. I look at my vision board every single day before I meditate in the morning, and sometimes just throughout the day if I feel like it, but at least once a day I will take a look at this vision board. And that works for me. It just makes me happy looking at it. I mean, that's a nice thing if you put things on here that you want and that you value. It's just nice, warm, fuzzy feelings. And every time I look at this, it's just inspiring. I guess that's the best way to describe it. It's inspiring. A mood board for my life, for where I want to put my energy. That's really what it is. And it feels good every time I look at it. If your vision board does not feel good for you, change something about it, because it should feel good to look at your vision board. Even if I have a terrible day, I feel so down, looking at this vision board should feel good. And if at any point I feel icky about looking at it, that means I need to make a change. So keep that in mind. It should make you feel good. It should lift your vibration, it should lift you, your mood, anytime that you look at it. And I love mine. We've had so much snow lately. Like basically pretty much since the start of this year, we've had snow. And that is not necessarily the norm here in the Netherlands. Like we do get snow, but this was serious snow. Like if you've seen my capsule wardrobe video, my wardrobe reset video for winter, you will have heard me talk about my barefoot loafers and just wanting to see if those would get me through the winter and that they even worked in snow. Well, they do work in snow until the snow reaches about ankle height or even calf height, which we hit like this year. Then they don't work so well anymore because you'll get snow in your shoes. Yeah. But for a little bit of snow, they still work and they're great. And I actually did still wear them even with like pretty serious amounts of snow because they're just comfy. Something else that I've been really working on the last week is structuring my work days. So obviously, like I'm a yoga teacher, I teach like 4 to 5 days a week usually. And I have to structure every other like work thing around those classes because that's my main income as of right now. I do have some income through YouTube, social media, which I'm so grateful for. I love being a content creator, but my bulk of my income still comes from teaching yoga. So that gets priority. But I have been trying to structure my workdays a little bit more like around that and having almost like bulking tasks. So for example, for my yoga channel, which I started last September, if you didn't know yet, I also now have a yoga YouTube channel. So if you'd like to practice yoga with me or meditate with me, go check that out. But I've been kind of putting like mostly the Monday as my yoga channel day almost. So I will bulk film those yoga classes. Then I will also like try to bulk edit the short form content for my yoga channel. So every month I will kind of divide up the Mondays to filming, to editing, to all the things that I need to do around that channel. And I found that works really well actually. It gives me a lot more focus. I know what to expect that day, and by doing just more of like the same task, I feel like it's so much more efficient. So yeah, I've been really enjoying structuring my workdays a bit more like that and kind of bulking tasks together where I can, obviously. So if you are able to do so, like maybe come up with a system or systemizing your workdays a little bit as well. I can highly recommend it. Just structuring your days. And this is not just something that you have to do like with work. You can also do this at any other like bit of your life, honestly. You can structure your cleaning, you can structure your meals. Like I said, it's so nice to have a few easy go-to meals for you to enjoy like throughout the week. And then, I mean, you can always add in other things, but just having those as an option, so nice. So I think it just gets around to like setting up rhythms. That's really what it is. Like putting rhythms in place that work for you and that make life feel a bit more intentional, but also relaxed because you just know what to expect for any given day. I mean, I've done the same with cleaning. For every day, I will, every weekday, I give myself like time off at the weekends usually, unless something really needs to get done. But I'll spend about 10 to 15 minutes cleaning something every day. And that means that in general, I'm able to stay on top of my home fairly well. I'm not going to say that it's the cleanest home out there. Definitely not. I mean, I have a dog that makes sure that things aren't always as clean as I'd like them. But generally, that really helps. So just finding rhythms in your day. And this can also really help you to just enjoy your day a bit more. I have also rhythms for my morning. It's kind of like your morning routine almost, which we can do a video on that. Would you like to see that? Like morning rhythms that really help me to like get my day started in a really nice way to, yeah, just enjoy my day. Let me know if you'd like to see that as well. Just finding rhythms that you can implement for yourself. And I am not calling this a routine because routine feels very strict, and in a rhythm, it feels like there's a bit more flow and a bit more space to change things up as you need to, which is important, obviously. But yeah, just see if you can maybe find some rhythms that help you. I found that very helpful, just setting rhythms in place rather than necessarily always working towards an end goal, which can feel very frustrating. And also, for example, in homemaking, there is no end goal. Like, just as soon as you get to the bottom of your laundry basket, there'll be laundry in it the next day. So having a rhythm there is much more helpful than feeling like you are always working towards the end goal. Also, see if you can maybe set up a planning system for yourself. So whether you do this digitally, analogically, whatever. Analogically, is that a word? Analog? Just see what works for you, but set up a planning system. I do most of my planning on my phone. I add in like my to-dos as well as appointments. It's just easy also because things tend to kind of change around sometimes for my planning. So it's nice to just be able to switch things around without having to cross them out. So that's what works for me. I just use like Google Calendar for that. But something that I do still do, I still have my monthly overview in my bullet journal where I do keep track of any appointments that I have, as well as the yoga classes that I am teaching. So there's no to-dos or anything in there. Every like to-do related things is just on my phone. Every appointment is on my phone and right here, because I do like the easy overview that like a paper bullet journal monthly spreads gives me, and also helps me keep track of what classes I am teaching where and when. So I don't teach like the same class twice a week for like the same studio. I don't want to do that. So yeah, so that's very helpful. But for the most part, I do a mix. That works for me, but figure out a way that really works for you planning wise. Having a planning system in place is so helpful to keep on track of your life and to make sure that you're actually doing the things you have to do. So yeah, highly recommend doing that if you don't have any system in place yet. Something that I already quickly talked about in my like setting up the bullet journal and vision board video for this year is making like a self-care checklist or dopamine menu, however you would like to call that. It's just a really nice little reminder for when you have days that you feel exhausted, you feel like you need to do something to fill up your cup and you don't know what. There's a list waiting for you. A list of just things that fill your cup, that make you feel good, that are kind of like self-care actions almost. Hobbies can be on there. I've called mine like self-care, but a dopamine menu would be probably a good way to call it as well. Just a feel-good list. Highly recommend that as well if you don't have one yet. Like I said, I have one in my bullet journal. Oh my goodness, I am so tired, you guys. Ooh. And then the last thing that I wanted to share with you, last way to start off your year strong, is by writing a letter to yourself, like a future letter. I always call this. You're writing as if the year has already happened and you're looking back at the year. So right now we will be writing the letter for 2026 as if 2026 is already over and you're looking back at your year. And it's a very fun exercise, very light exercise. It can be just a few sentences or it can be pages and pages if you like. Doesn't really matter. But it is surprising when, or at least it's been for me, it's been surprising how much has actually come true of the things that I wrote in those letters previously. It's pretty mind-blowing. Like, not everything, of course. Like, it's fiction as you write it, but it's a very good like manifestation exercise. Also, it's not something that I look back at like throughout the year. I only read it back at like the end of that year. So yeah, it's cool. It's a fun exercise to do and something I can absolutely recommend if you feel like doing so. Hi, good evening. Welcome to the bathroom. I got it in my head I'm going to cut bangs. I'm going to cut my own bangs. I used to do this myself all the time. I haven't done so in quite a while because I've been having like a pixie cut, which I've been growing out. We're going back to the bulb and I'm gonna see if I can get the bangs back. I really hope I'm not going to regret this. So I figured it'd be fun to do this together and we'll see how this is gonna go. Yeah, let's do this and let's hope I'm not going to regret it. Oh boy. I'm just going to start very small. So it's going to be easier to kind of put it to the side if this is not going to work. Let's see. Okay, usually I would do about this much, so from the crown of your head, so like the recession line, or I guess about the outside of my eyebrows. I'm going to start smaller in case this is not going to be working for me today. Also, would this be easier with actual like hair cutting scissors? Yes. I don't recommend doing it with just normal house scissors, which I'm doing right now. And it would also be easier to have like a decent comb for sectioning instead of just my wooden comb, but it works. I'm going to do just kind of use this first, just see how that goes. And then I might go with the rest after that. Let's do that. At least that way I'm not going to completely mess up my hair if this is going wrong. Okay, first cut. It's still a bit too long. I'm going to take a bit more off, but that's better. Okay, question is, am I going to take all of this out as well? Or I'm going to keep it a slightly thinner bang? Maybe I'm going to keep this slightly thinner than I decided at first. Slightly smaller section than I started out with, but let's do this. Okay. It's not exactly styled properly right now. I feel like I need to kind of texturize this a bit more and make it a bit more even, but I decided that it might be a good idea not to do so tonight and wait till the morning, see how my hair falls then before going in even more and possibly messing this up. For now though, I feel like this works. I like having my bangs back. Might still be a bit too long. For now, I'm actually always kind of wearing it behind my ears until it grows out into like more of a bob. But yeah, there are the bangs, they're back. Okay, so a little update on the bangs. I like them, but they are too long. So I definitely need to take off a bit more because now they're, yeah. I'd like them to be like probably eyebrow level, maybe even a little bit up. Eyebrow level I think would be good. So I think we're gonna have to take off a little bit more. But overall I do like them. I am happy that I did end up cutting the bangs. Thank goodness. Also I think it would be nice if I just texturize them a little bit more, so there's a bit more movement in them and it kind of helps to blend it in to like the rest of my hair right now a bit more. So I think that's going to be the plan. Just cutting them a little bit shorter and then doing some texturizing. I don't know how well you can see the difference, but I just quickly shortened it up a little bit of texturizing. I did not film it. I basically did the same thing as I did when I like cut my bangs. So gather it together, twist, twist, and then point cut. That's what I find like the easiest way to do this and have it like not look too perfect, because my hair already tends to fall flat and then it would be even flatter. But you know, have a little bit of texture in there, and yeah. So I don't know how much of a difference you see. I definitely feel a difference. And yeah, I'm happy with the bangs.